The Ranji Trophy 2025-26 season is still very much in its nascent stages, but already we've seen a lot of very good performances come in from players, both who, of course, have had the experience of playing for India for a consistent basis, as well as those who are staking their claims or trying to make it to the team, whether via for the first time or whether it is for a comeback of sorts. And this week's rounds were no different really in that sense. You've seen a lot of top performances. So in this video, we're going to take a look at some of the better performances that have come about in this particular week. And let's start off with Prithvi Shaw, a man who everyone loves to love or love to hate really, ended up getting a very solid 222 versus Chandigarh. You'd remember that we'd broken the news that he got 100 in this particular match, but he then converted that very quick 100 into an even swifter double 100, only getting dismissed for 222. And this is up there with some of the fastest double centuries in Ranji history. Got off 141 balls was when he reached his double 100, and then of course ended up adding 22 more runs before being dismissed. Now, with Shaw, the talent never has been in doubt. What he's always lacked is application and consistency. So one hopes that this is really the start of a run that could potentially see him stake a claim for an spot in the Indian team long term. Of course, the competition is intense, but you can never say never, right? Another very interesting performance from someone who's clearly keen to make a comeback to the Indian side, Mohammed Shami. And Shami has been like a man on fire during the start of the Ranji Trophy season. Continued that with another fine display against Gujarat, where he ended up taking, as you can see, 8 wickets in the game. 3 for 44 in the first innings, 5 for 38 in the second innings. And what this means is that in 2 Ranji matches that Shami's played so far, he has taken a combined 15 wickets so far. It's been really good to watch him back at his best. And one really hopes that he can continue playing games, keep taking wickets, because a fully fit Shami for the Indian team is a certified match winner across all formats. Another interesting showing that came in the Ranji Trophy comes from an all-rounder, and I mentioned this for a reason. This man right here, Auqib Nabi, is not someone who's been on anyone's radar for a call-up until very recently, but the Kashmir all-rounder has been improving his performances, and this time around in this particular game versus Rajasthan, you can see he had the kind of all-round show that would have doubtless caught the attention of the team management right now that, let's face it, absolutely loves all-rounders. Look at those figures. He managed to score a half century, so there's a 55, and he also got 3 for 29 in the first innings and 7 for 24 in the second innings with the ball. That means in one match he registered not only a half century but also got a 10-wicket haul. Impressive stuff indeed. Obviously, his age is something that is worth discussing. He's about 28, so in the prime of his career. And one hopes he can continue with the kind of form that he's been showing lately because, as I said, the current Indian team really loves all-rounders. But if one of your prime pace bowling all-rounders in Test cricket is Nitish Kumar Reddy, someone who himself needs to be prepped, then you could perhaps look to get a Nabi who has openly spoken in interviews about wanting to actually represent India in Test cricket. Whether or not it happens remains to be seen, but he's made a good start so far. Couple more good performances, and this time from the batters, and 2 batters, by the way, who have had things to say about how it is that they've been treated and discarded from the Test system. Firstly, it's worth looking at Ajinkya Rahane, who managed a 159 versus Chhattisgarh, and it was a pretty good knock from the now ex-Mumbai captain, and of course him not being the Mumbai captain anymore comes down to his decision. He chose to step away. It was a good performance from Rahane, and it comes at a time when once again he has been publicly quoted talking about how it is that he was suddenly blanked from the Test side and that there was no real communication whatsoever. Well, he has said that he's hungry for a Test comeback, and more performances like this might just make him a little tough to ignore. Another person in the exact same boat, Karun Nair, who, by the way, also ended up getting an unbeaten 174 against Goa. And this also comes in a match where he actually was speaking out afterwards. When he was speaking to the media, he spoke out and said that I feel like I deserved more. I was disappointed at the fact that I was dropped. Again, the best way to silence those critics, have this kind of a knock. Karun, of course, is no stranger to performing well in domestic cricket, but it's one thing doing it well on a consistent basis. It's quite the other to then do it on a consistent basis, get that call up, and then discard it very, very quickly. One, of course, hopes that he can continue putting in these kind of performances. And that's it from us on this edition of the Ranji Trophy wrap. As we said, quite a few interesting performances. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite performance was. And don't forget, if you like this video, to like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X, and Facebook. And stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.